Hello, this is Maqsood Mohyuddin, your classmate at Educational Technology. For my class project, I have built a educational app for kids to learn geography. This is an interactive app, and the platform I have choose is iOS and Android. So this demo, I will showcase both the Android versions and the iOS version of the app in emulator. This app is also available in the App Store in respective platform as a beta. So you can email me. I have instruction how to do that, how to install the beta in part of my project deliverables. This is the I had also created a landing screen for the app. This is the requirements to publish an app because you want a website with privacy policy. So here's this is the app. The idea behind the app is the inspiration behind the app was my son Aiden, who is 2 years old, and my daughter, which is 6 months old, but mainly my son who likes to travel, who always travels with us, and so I want him to get exposure to different state as he's traveling with us. So this is the different privacy policy. For the app, you can visit my per this the homepage of this the landing page of the app is it's maqsoodmohyuddin.com/color. Okay, so to begin with, I will showcase the iOS demo, and then I will also, as I'm demoing the app, I'll also show some tricks how to use the app. So once you actually install it or run it locally, you can see what I'm doing because I have to improve some of the navigation and all that as I mature the app. Okay, so here's the iOS version of the app. This is the landing page as it's installed in an emulator, and this is the custom icon I built, which has a state different color. This name of the app is ColorMyStates. You can click on the app, it will launch it. As the app launches, it will randomly select a state. So right now it's selected Oregon and ask the user to color it. First of all, one thing you will notice that it start playing a background music. This is most kids app has some kind of background music I've noticed, just to make it more interactive and more fun for the kids. So to the overview of the menu, I'll show there is a color which has a paintbrush, which is let you select, which will let you color the state you are currently in, randomly selected. There is the learn, which is you can navigate to that, which has a power. Basically, you can learn about that states. It's a different state. It will list all the 50 states, and you can select a state and know more about it. And there's the track, which has a bug symbol in it, which basically tracks the state you have already colored or visited. Basically, it keep track of whatever state you have randomly selected. So what happens is every time you run this app, you will, if it's in the process, you will keep the state. So if you even go back to home screen and launch it, you will launch Oregon. However, if you kill the app and launch it again, you will select a different state. And I have a feature request actually from my son, kind of like my wife, that I should be able to select different state or randomly reselect that state, and that should be the part of the next iteration of this app. And this is the sub menu, which is basically the sub menu indicate what can you do within this screen. So this is the main menus. These are the sub menus. So in sub menu, I have the text. So if you want to write something on the app, this is the paintbrush. Basically, that's let you paint. This is the undo button. So it lets you undo the last action you have taken. And if you wanted to disable the volume, the soundtrack, you can select this one. And then okay, so let me just text first. So basically, like, you can write whatever. So you can put, for example, I can write if my son is using it, he can write his name in there, and he can say that, hey, I draw this, and then let's select a color. So randomly, I think so it select red as a first color. So you can read it, and then you can select on the color palette, and you let you select a different color. So this is green. Okay, so that's green. Let's do that, and then say black blue. But for example, I don't like that because it's too light. I can just undo that, and then I can go back and create a darker color. Okay, so there you go. So for example, Aiden did that. So one of the things I want to mention is while I'm in the screen, one of the feature I personally wanted to incorporate in this app is an intelligent tutoring system where the user, it's going to be not some, probably not someone 2 years old, but like a little bit older kid, they can learn how to draw a map, and I can use some of the knowledge I have about image drawing and image matching algorithm to give feedback. So they can actually draw something like this. So, and then I can technically ignore everything else, and if someone can draw this, and I can say, hey, this is very good, you draw almost correctly the map of Oregon. Okay, so that's the color screen. So let me go to the learn screen. So the idea behind this is, okay, this list all the 50 state along with the state's nickname. So you can, so for example, right now I'm in Oregon, right? So that's the selected state. So I can let me just go back. There's all 50 state there. So let me go. If I select, there's Oregon. So I can say there's the nickname is Beavers, and there's the map of Oregon. So one thing you notice will that I put map everywhere. One of the core idea behind this app is to get exposure to the map, because this is a geography app. So I want the kids, whoever's using it, to understand. As a matter of fact, as I'm using this app, as I was developing, I actually recognize a lot of different states map now, just looking at it, because I know this is shaped like Oregon, or this shapes like Montana, which is kind of cool. So okay, so here's the state related information. Capital of Montana is Salem. Nickname is the Beaver State, and it's the borders California, Idaho, Nevada, and Washington. I'm kind of based out of Washington, which is kind of nice. Okay. So, and then to go back to the selection, the list of states, you can select on this learn button. I know it's not quite intuitive yet, but this is something I wanted to improve as the app progresses. So these are the feedback I'm getting from the beta tester. So as you go back here, so this will let you go back to the selection screen. Okay, so this app, the iOS version of the app has a geolocation functionality. So the idea behind that is like one of the research I did is how kids react to the sense of presence, which is actually a big thing in geography education right now. That's how I incorporated geolocation. But I don't track any of this information. I don't save any of this information. So I think privacy-wise, and also in the privacy statement, I call that out. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. And in my survey, there was some concern about, there was 50-50 split between the user, between the survey taker, that whether I should incorporate this or not. So I kept this because I think it is a good functionality. It's kind of like it's good to know, good conversation piece for the kids. So for example, right now, if I click on this, it asks permission whether you want to allow it or not. If I say, okay, I wanted to allow the app to ask location while I'm using it, okay, so it gives you a nice little prop. It says that thank you for playing hide and seek. The app found you in California. Basically, it finding you. Even though I'm in Washington, it says California. The reason behind that is I'm using emulator, and emulator by default uses I think the Apple's Cupertino address. That's why it's picking up California. So I use a little technical note is I use geolocation powered by Apache Cordova. And then based on the geolocation, I find the longitude, latitude, and based on that, I do an API call to Google Maps, which is called reverse geocoding, to find out the actual address of that longitude, latitude, and from the address, I found out the state where they are, and I just present the address here. And to get rid of this prompt, you can just select on this, and you'll get rid of the prompt. Now the last tab is the track, which keep tracks of what have you visited. So this is basically like as I was playing around in this app, this is the state I have visited. So as you see, since I'm right now in Oregon, it's selected Oregon here. Once again, I'm prominently displaying the maps of the states. so that they can actually see, kind of recognize the different state maps. And one of the other feature I have is this delete button, which is a sub menu, which lets you clear the state you have visited. So if you wanted to refresh the app, that's one way to do it. So it's basically it clears the app, and it also shows up California, because right now I'm in California, so it shows up California, just because that means I'm already in here, so it picks up that. And then here's the last piece of thing I have, which is the credit for the app. I'm the developer for this app, and it was designed for by me for my son Aiden and my daughter Sophia Mohiuddin. Thank you for your patience for going through the demo for iOS. So here I can show you that I can. That's the file version. Now I will show you the. As I continue, I'll show you the Android version of the app. Here is the Android version of the app. So this is also running an emulator, and this is the home screen in Android. So, and it's very similar. It has the icon with the state, all this different state, and it's a same icon. Okay, so you can click on that, and also it's launched the app. As I was playing around with this app as before, so you can come back here. I was actually playing around with this app, so I'll quickly show. So basically, it's the same experience. I was drawing Michigan. Here's if you want to go back, you can do Massachusetts. There's Michigan. So it's different information. One thing to note would be one important thing to note would be, like in Android, the menu is up top, but it's the same menu as you see: color, learn, and track. And then you can select on this one. The sub menu typically comes on the bottom, which is a little bit different than it is the same experience as the iOS. One thing I don't have in Android, which I have, which is the geolocation. The geolocation doesn't necessarily work in emulator for some reason. So that's why I disabled it for my demo, because it just throws some bug. And then so everything else remains the same. So as you can see, it shows I'm in California because I already deleted that. And here's the credit for the app, and that's the Android version of the app. So as you can see, it's both the Android and iOS version of the app in the demo. Thank you very much for your patience and going through the demo, and hopefully you enjoy. And hopefully enjoy this. Thank you.